This is the future.
Plague Star event is finally back, but it's not the Plague Star event you have played in the past. Right now, you can choose between basic, advanced, and steel path versions of Plague Star. Also, Plague Star no longer requires you to mix the toxin during the mission itself, meaning you are no longer required to manually contribute infested catalyst and Idolan phylaxis from your gear wheel. These items will now be automatically applied to the mission upon beginning the advanced and steel path bounties. Currently, the best difficulty to grind is the steel path version as it yields the most operation standings at the fastest time completion. But squad leader, it's a steel path version, which means higher level difficulty. Honestly, steel path Plague Star bounty is not as difficult as you think, and the average time I have completed this mission is about 8 to 10 minutes in a team or even in solo runs. Preferably, it would be better to play it with a team or in public queues for a better experience. It's boring farming it solo. Just saying. In this video, I will cover probably the best setup you can use right now to farm the Steel Path Plague Star as quickly as possible. First, let's talk about what element type should you be using against the hemocytes. Since you don't have the mixing phase at stage 2, and the infested catalyst is directly added once you start the advanced or steel path version of the event, you will have to kill the hemocytes, and the best elements to mod your weapons are corrosive and blast. If you can have both elements in your build, then the better, but try to prioritize corrosive first. Radiation would be good, but the damage is better once we strip the armor of the hemocytes and inflict corrosive damage on it. The best way to strip the armor right now is by using the Unaru focus and casting the caustic strike even if the hemocyte is in its invulnerable phase. Another benefit of using Unaru is that you get the poise passive for 40 seconds to avoid knockdown. Lastly, try to have Magus Anomaly in your operator to somehow pull the hemocytes from the boil. This will lessen the time you complete the mission, and it's so much better if you have a Nova in your team. Specifically, a Speed Nova to hasten the action speed of hemocyte and the infested to somehow complete the stage 4 in the shortest time possible. With Speed Nova, you can finish the whole mission in 8 minutes. Moving on, let's talk about stage 2 of the event, which is the mixing phase. How about stage 1 squad leader? Well, it's basically go into the cave, grab the toxin, get out, and proceed to stage 2. You can fly to the objective using your Archwing and then proceed to the mixing phase. Stage 2 right now is also easy, especially since we can use the Necromex in open world missions. Void Rig is the most popular defense for the mixing phase in the Plague Star event right now. In solo runs, you can pair the Void Rig with your on-call crew to somehow defend the mixer. You don't need any specific crowd control or aggro control setup right now, just like in the past with Titania's Lantern, as it so happens that Void Rig can obliterate everything in the second phase even in Steel Path levels. Now stage 3 is also a crucial part of the mission, as the closer you are to the boil, the faster you can finish the mission. However, there are times when the drone is 900 meters away from the boil, and you need to travel and defend the drone, which makes the time of completion longer. In the past, we were using Nova's portal or even teleporting Loki to somehow hasten this process, but right now, you can use Volt's speed to increase the movement speed of the drone. When you cast your speed ability, the drone will zoom into the boil. Wisp Haste Molt also works, and if you pair it with the Volt's speed, then the faster the movement speed of the drone. Since Volt is very important in stage 3 right now for me, I decided to just use my Eclipse Eidolon Hunter Volt, but instead of going with max duration and max power strength build for this Warframe, I added some range mod to give my Volt survivability and crowd control with the help of capacitance. With this augment, I can survive stage 4 easily with Volt even in solo runs. Because I have Eclipse on my Volt, my weapon hits like a truck against hemocytes, and you can use any shotgun or gun that has a high fire rate and damage output. Among the weapons I have used, and most successful in the hemocytes, are the Incarnate Prime, Letum, Kuvacomb, and Felix. By the way, you can check out the builds for these weapons near the end of this video if you want to try them out, but before trying all of these, I suggest that you try the Piranha Prime. The Piranha Prime modded with corrosive hits like a truck when you strip the armor of hemocytes with the caustic strike. The build I have for the Piranha Prime is this. It's a simple build, and you don't need the unique trait of the Piranha Prime, nor the secondary Merciless for killing the hemocytes fast. Piranha Prime with the Eclipse buff will melt each head within an instant, and mind you, I haven't even tried micromanaging stuff here and adding more damage buff to the build. I'm looking forward to a one-shot build for hemocytes soon, if this is possible. But right now, this setup alone allows you to down the hemocytes fast without making so much effort in micromanaging different buffs just to one-shot the infested boss in the Plague Star event. The new Plague Star event right now is awesome, and I'm glad that the former reward is still there. However, you should make sure that you have the resources also to craft Infested Catalyst and Eidolon Phylaxis, as these are now essential if you want to do the Steel Path levels. Most of the stuff required to craft these components can also be gathered in the mission, such as Iridite, Grokjewel, and Nisselbud. So, better grab a couple of these materials while you are on the mission. Also, killing infested in the plains will drop some ferrites, but nanospores and plastids are on the star chart though. If you don't have enough resources though, you can still do the lowest tier of Plague Star right now for lower standing gain, which is about 1000 plus operational standings, but faster completion time. After completing the Steel Path Plague Star, you will be rewarded with 3900 operational standings, which is the highest possible reward at the moment. And the event is available for only 13 days, so I suggest that you should farm it right now for those former or the other rewards available in the event. I will be updating this guide if I discover new combos that will make the farm a lot faster. Also, come join my stream later. I'll be streaming on Twitch later tonight, so see you there. The link is in the video description below. Thank you so much for watching. Squad Leader signing off.
This is the future. Evolution. This is the future. Evolution.